Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you again. Hope everybody is doing well. I brought a new deck to locals. I was bringing purple Luffy from OP08. I was having a little bit of fun. Kind of wanted to see where, this deck has its legs in OP08. But not too many new additions, if all, to this deck. I pretty much just added a 7-cost king that is in OP08, the rare that is Dawn -1. If your opponent has 5 Dawn or more, then you gain Rush. It's a very solid card for going second against many decks. It's really caught my opponents off guard in a lot of matches, so I've been really enjoying it. But playing a matchup against my man Kevin here, he's playing Reiju. He does get the stage out and searches out the 4-cost TCG, so pretty dang good start for him. But he's gonna do another little search here. Hopefully he doesn't find the 7-cost, and he does not. He gets the Reiju. We're gonna see a 6K swing coming at you, boy. Now, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, where I was recording, there is a little bit of a glare that I didn't notice until a little later into the evening. So unfortunately, a couple of these games, the cards might have just a smidge of the glare, but I'll point out what they're playing. But he gets the 4-cost Reiju down. I do use my leader effect here to ramp to 5, so I can play down the useless Captain Kid. We pick up Kaido as well, so we have options on our 9 Dawn turn for either Kaido or Lin. I don't want Kid to be going anywhere soon just because of that, so I actually thought about blocking here, but then I realized, I was like, oh yeah, you have 4 Dawn, you're just going to play EGG, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I do give him a 1K to get out of this, and now he plays down EGG, just brings back the 7-cost, lowers my Kid, so I can't give him like a block 2K, but this is a really solid card. I thought about potentially ramping here, but it just doesn't do me any justice because I'll be at 7 Dawn either way next turn. I could have been at 8, but I just, didn't really need to. I think I preferred to have the 0-cost in hand for some of the defense on the next turn. I'm going to go ahead and get the Queen -1, though. I get the Dawn back from Useless Kid, and there's that 7-cost king. Unfortunately, it's a bit late, though. I don't think I need the card right here, which is a little tragic. I would have liked to have it on curve right now if possible, but since I didn't see it, it just, doesn't really do me much. I decide to swing 7 into Reiju, and I do actually end up going 7 to life with the Kid. I don't hate this, but at the same time, I would really like to keep that card on the board if possible, because that card is going to help with my 9-cost Kaido the following turn. He does get the Sora, adds the 2K to hand right here, but I really don't want to give up this Kid, so I don't mind swinging it, but at the same time, I don't love it. Oh, but he hits me with the most devastating pudding right here. So pudding, I have 8 cards in hand. I end up having to shuffle everything back in, which is very tragic. And I only get 5 cards back, so I'm neg 3 cards, and I lost I just had like a perfect hand setup, you know. I just didn't have like the perfect counter to get out of some of his attacks the previous turn, but this, all in all, pretty solid hand. I mean, we drew into all of our 9 costs again. We drew into the king, which the king isn't really doing me any favors here. He does go for life with the 6K, and now I can just give him a 2K block with the queen. I know that dealing with pudding is actually kind of relevant since we only have one life, but I have options. I can do Lin and heal. I could do Kaido, get rid of the pudding, and swing into the EGG. I mean, I personally like where we're at. I know that he's got a couple of 2Ks in hand and quite a lot of cards in hand, though, so I need to kind of pick cards out of his hand if I'm going to try and remove the EGG. So I'm a mad lad, and I swing 6 with queen. We do get a 2K there. I'm going to swing 5 with Luffy. Yep. And he's going to give me he's going to give me a chopper with the 1K blocker. And then I do decide to go Kaido. I do excuse me, return the 5 Dawn, but I do get 1 back, which is fantastic. Allows me to go 11 into ETG. And now I've built up a board that the following turn, I'm going to feel a little bit more, you know, a little better about, you know, defending myself. I don't believe he has the 8 Dawn either. I believe, yeah, he's only at 7 Dawn this turn, so he can't do a judge play, which is actually massive for us. If he was able to judge here, I'm not entirely sure if I could like claw myself back into the game. I just feel like I would get really far behind. But stage doesn't find him the piece that he was looking for, just finds another stage. So he's going to use ETG to, or excuse me, not ETG, Porch to potentially play out ETG. Picks up Gina the 2K, and there it is. He's going to get the combo off, probably just reducing my blocker and just being aggressive as possible and going for life. I don't have a ton of counter, but I've got enough that I can at least get out of one of these attacks. So I do get out of the 7K, excuse me, the 5K swing. But the 7's a little weird. I'm looking at the trash. I'm just trying to see, you know, how many ETGs do you have already? I haven't seen you search another one. So I just decided to take. It's a little risky, but I feel pretty good about it. He does get down the 2-cost chopper blocker, which is being blinded by the light of the gods right now. And a Reiju as well to get 2 more cards into hand. I do have 0, I obviously have 0 life right now, but I have plenty of blockers in hand. I have, you know, capability of cycling out some of those blockers with Queen. I know that I am more than likely not going to get ETG off of his board this turn, but he did do Dawn -2, so I don't have to worry about a judge play the following turn. So I'm just going to try and like chip at the life a little bit and, you know, kind of hope that I have enough counter to get out of all the attacks. Because he's going to have Porsche, Reiju, ETG. Very scary. Very, very scary. If I could have defended that life the previous turn, though, what Dawn am I at? Am I at 8? I believe I'm at 8 Dawn right now. I believe I could have used Leader Effect and then popped something back into life with Linlin. So, not sure if that was a bit of an oversight on my part. But no, actually, it looks like I'm only at 7 Dawn, so actually it wasn't relevant. Yeah, not too relevant here. I am just going to swing 10 here into life one more time. It does give me the block for that, but now I can use Queen. I'll get to cycle out 2 cards. Lucky for us, too, drawing into 2 amazing counter cards, which is absolutely huge for us. I know I'm not going to be able to play Linlin the next turn anyways, so kind of irrelevant for me to keep it in hand. I'm just going to swing 9 into the, or excuse me, 7 into the life. He's going to give me a 2K, 1K, and now I'm going to pass with a handful of counter, 2 blockers up. I'm feeling pretty good. My opponent does have 7 Dawn to work with, though, so he can get quite a few swings. I think he's still digging for ETG, but he's just finding the 2Ks, so slightly tragic. I double check his trash right here just to see if he used the Gina that he searched out to counter out with earlier. And with the 7K swing, I could just give him an easy 2K, 1K, go up to 8. He might just give me a few more 7Ks, but he's staring down a pretty terrifying board for the following turn. I also have the Rush Kaido, or excuse me, Rush King in hand, just in case, because I might have some option of, you know, that being my finisher. But I think with how much Dawn we'll have, I just have more than enough Dawn to be swinging with all of my characters on board. But playing King just allows me that free Dawn, so it's like I'm playing a 6-8, which I do believe ends up... Actually, no, I think it's actually like a slightly net negative on how much Dawn I could be attacking with all of the characters. But it's the one extra attack that actually does matter quite a bit. He is going to swing 5 here. I decided to just block with Queen because I don't want to give him every card I have, depending on how he wants to go about this. And I also know with how much Dawn he has left that I can get out of a, what was it, a 7, no, an 8 and a 9, I think it was, because he has 7 Dawn left, so he could attach like 3, 4. Yeah. That's that was basically what I was considering here at the very end. I just didn't know if I should be too worried about that. I know that he's got quite a bit of counter in hand. I got to get through 2 life and a final swing. If he plays another blocker, I'm not going to be overly ecstatic about that. So realistically, I just want my man to swing. I need him to swing as much as possible here. I think a 5 with Porsche would actually be super inconvenient. But he swings 6, which is still good. It's going to get a 2k out of my hand, but the Hitokiri is easily trashable, so don't mind getting rid of that right now. I would have actually loved to have that card down on the board this game, because I think it would have helped a lot against that Foxy Pirate Chopper blocker. But he gets a queen of his own. I find another queen, so I actually have another potential chance to block her up. But I don't believe that I'll be surviving another turn if I do that. So realistically, I've just got, I've got, basically winning the game in my sight. I'm like, I have to win this turn or else I more than likely lose the next. He's got, I think, like 6 cards in hand as well, which is pretty terrifying. 6 cards and 2 life is like, I think I'm pretty cooked here. This is not an exceptional spot to be in. And I also know that he has, I think, 2 2Ks that he searched out that he hasn't used yet. This does look a little weird, but I start with a 5. I want to see if he would give me a 2K if like his whole hand was 2Ks. So I just do a little 5K check. He gives me 1 with the Niji, and then he's going to counter out with a Sora and Reiju right there. I'm going to go 1 more 7. He's going to take this, and now I'm going to play down King. I get the Dawn -1, but I get that back from the further uses Captain Kid. I'm going to swing 7 one more time. Since this connects, I feel very confident now. I'm going to swing 8, and he shows me he's got nothing but bricks, which is insane. So we got kind of lucky there at the end. I will not lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. It was a super close match. Just came down to, realistically, my man not being able to find what he needed off of stage. So we got pretty fortunate off of that game, but pretty solid one altogether. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, guys. Peace.
I think I understand, Doctor.
He's been looking forward to your arrival with great eagerness.